Now we are proposing to move away from retirement and wanting to encourage people to work as long as possible. I think that's going to be very difficult for many people. It's not clear that employers are set up to support people. So I think we've got quite a difficult road ahead.
A lot of people believe that work keeps you healthy, but really what's really happening is that healthy people stay in work. So this is another example of where disadvantage breeds disadvantage. And I think it's an issue for the National Health Service, it's an issue for public health, but it's also a really important issue for occupational health. We can't afford really for those people and for the country and for the workforce to have people falling out of work because of health problems. It scars them for the rest of their working life.
We need to invest in preventative health as early as possible. I think there's some really interesting challenges for employers about how we create different sorts of jobs for people, how we support people in the workforce. One of the challenges I think employers are facing at the moment is how do they adapt jobs for an ageing workforce.
It's not just down to companies. The onus is actually trifold. It's down on governments, companies, as well as individuals themselves to actually work on this. So for one, on the company side, yes, companies need to start thinking more about how their workforce is changing and what jobs need to be adapted, how can they be more flexible and how can they cater for the needs of a more mature workforce.
So as an employer, we're very conscious and we've actually, we've got a very diverse age group in our various locations in the UK. And we take that very seriously in understanding what the needs are from a health and also work environment perspective. We're beginning to work on some aspect of that and making sure that there are the facilities for older workers in the workforce.
The government needs to think about more policy changes. You know, at the moment you can dip into retirement savings at the age of 55. Is that actually wise? Does that need to be changed? There's policy issues there. And then of course individuals as well. There's a huge mindset change as well that's needed to move from this three-stage life into a continuously working life in a way.
Well, I'm very passionate about training. I mean, we have a situation where once you hit your 50s, the amount of opportunities you get for training going to steep decline. Now, I'm not saying that if you give everybody wonderful training courses, they'd immediately get back into the labour market or stay in the labour market in better jobs. But at least they'd have options. And I think often people don't have those options at the present time.